Hey guys, I'm back with another makeover at Industry Makeup Academy, and I'm here with my lovely model Anel. The last look was very natural, the last tutorial, so today I'm going a little bit more dramatic. This is a little more glam, something you might see on Instagram. So Anel's already very pretty, so it was pretty an easy look to do. I went ahead and moisturized and primed her face first, and then similar to the other tutorial, I go ahead and correct. I believe that corrector makes such a difference on clients. I apply it with my Vortex Synthetic EB13 blender brush, so that way it really smoothly blends it in with no lines. And it really lightens up the eye area, and I do this prior to foundation and highlight. So I'm applying foundation now with a regular flat foundation brush. This is Make It Forever HD. I mix a few colors together, namely the shade 153. That's the old number system, I'm not sure what it's now. So I'm just blending it into her skin, giving her light coverage. She doesn't need full coverage. I will go back in and conceal and highlight where she needs it. So I'm just blending it all together. I'm also moisturizing her lips at the very beginning with Aquaphor and a concealer brush, so that way they're ready at the end. And now I'm spot concealing. She does have a little discoloration on her cheek, so I'm using some of that concealer on her dark parts. That's it. That's only where she needs it. See how I'm doing this little stippling motion? That way you don't take away any coverage. And now you have the little spots you can go ahead and touch up around the mouth. That's where a lot of women have a little bit of darkness. And around the eyes again. You'll notice that I go back to the eye area a lot because I don't want there to be any creasing or anything like that. Alright, so now I'm going to highlight. I'm just using a lighter foundation. This is from the Graftobian cream palette. I'm applying little triangles underneath her eyes. This is not that much lighter than her skin tone, probably 2 shades lighter because I don't want it to be draggish. I just want it to just be a nice little highlight. Blend that in with a damp Beauty Blender sponge, so everything's all nicely blended. And then I'm going to set that with MAC MSF Natural. I'm using my Dome Contour Brush from the Vortex collection from Sedona Lace. I will link the Sedona Lace brushes in the description below. Just patting in a lighter powder just to kind of set everything. And I like using this contour brush because it's got a small shape and you can really put the powder into the skin. And then I use a large powder brush. This is from the Sedona Lace Pink 12-piece set. And then I'm using a darker MSF Natural just to set the rest of the foundation. And now I'm going in and kind of bronzing her up a little bit. I'm using a darker shade of that MSF. This is just to give her a bronze glow around the perimeter of her face. And this is the Tulip Contour Brush from the Vortex collection. And then I'm going back in with that Dome Contour Brush. And I'm using a MAC Sculpting Powder. I believe this is Shade Stir. And this is more of a definitive contour. The first go around was more of a bronze. So the smaller brush gets in the deeper pockets with a deeper contour color. And just make sure to blend everything good because you don't want any harsh lines, you just want more definition. So as you can see, she's definitely a little more bronze, a little bit more defined, but again, no harsh lines because I still want this to look pretty and soft, even though it is a glam look. So we're moving in closer for the eyes. I'm applying my Urban Decay Sin Primer Potion. This is what I use on all my clients. This is what I use in the kit, unless they might have really dry eyelids, but I use that for the most part. I'm going to brush up her brows. And for her brows, they're already nice and full. I'm just going to add a little bit of structure. I'm going to underline them. This is the Anastasia Pro Brow Powder Kit. I just deposited it into the Z palette. So I'm just going to just add a little bit more of an outline. I'm not going to do too much because I don't want this to be a really beat brow. I'm kind of trying to move away from that and just go with a little bit more of a natural brow. I think it's a little softer, more flattering. So here I am going on to the other side. Just filling in and creating a little bit of structure, but it doesn't have to be perfect because brows do not naturally have a really harsh underline, or, you know, they're not cut like that. This could be her natural brow still. So once I'm done filling it in, I'm just going to brush through it with a spoolie just to make sure everything's blended and all the hairs are pushed up. And still her brows look full, but not like crazily beat, you know. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm applying a crease transition shade. This is like an orangey shade using a 12-piece blender from the Vortex 12-piece pink set. This is going in the crease, but really I just kind of put it all over the lid because I knew that the eyeshadow would cover it later. I just wanted a soft blend of color in her crease. Now I'm using the Juvia's Place Nubian palette, and I'm using a flat shader brush from Sedona Lace's 12-piece black set. And I like this kind of brush for packing on color. So this is a really gorgeous reddish copper shade from the palette, and on the inner half I'm applying a lighter pinker rose gold shade. So it goes from that rose gold to the orangey red gold, and then in the inner tear duct a lighter pink gold. So this is a very coppery metallic look. I think it's really pretty and different. And then I'm going in with my pointed crease brush from the Sedona Lace Vortex collection, and I'm applying a deeper brown shade. I want this to be matte to define her eyes because I have a lot of shimmer going on. And this is going to give it some depth and some smokiness. And this crease brush is really good for that because it gets it right where I want it. And I can go back in with that fluffier blender to help blend it out. I'm going to keep going back and forth because I want some more definition and I want to make sure everything is blended. So I'm taking this really deep color. This looks like MAC Sketch. And I'm just deepening out her outer V. It's a little tricky when you have to work from the side because you can't really see it front on. But if this was me doing this normally, I would be standing right in front of her, which means I would be blocking the camera. So here I am trying to go back and forth and deepen that crease. Don't worry, it looks a little bit messy, but blending it out will fix all of that. So now I'm going in with a clean universal blender from the Vortex collection, and I'm blending out all that stuff. And then I'm going to go in with concealer. This is from the Warm Graftobian Cream Palette, and this is a 12-piece concealer brush, and this is going to act as a natural highlight, and it's also going to clean up under the brow as well. So I'm just going to blend everything up to meet that, and then I use that same concealer to create a sharper edge of the eyeshadow, so that way it cleans it up and gives that nice outer V point. You can just do this and not have to worry about taping your brow or anything like that. Set the brow bone with a little bit of a highlight shade. You can use your fingers to blend it in as well. And I'm making sure to reapply that tear duct color because I want it to pop. So now I'm using my Vortex angled liner brush, and I'm applying Inglot Gel Liner number 77. And I'm using the black because I want to really pop amongst the color. And I'm going for a regular wing, nothing too big, but definitely a little bit of an extension of the regular eyeline. And as you can see, this brush is good because you can see everything you're doing because of the bent shape. On the lower lash line, as well as the waterline, I'm applying MAC Feline Kohl Pencil. I want this to be a smoky look. I'm going all the way by inner rimming her entire eye, and then I'm going to smudge it onto the lower lash line, set it with a black eyeshadow. And I'm just using a liner brush, a flat liner brush. I believe this is from Kirkland. This is going to set the eyeshadow, and then on the lower lash line I'm using my mini smudger brush from the Vortex collection, and I'm repeating those coppery shades on the bottom because I want it to be all the way around copper. So we have the darker copper on the outer half, and then I'm going to apply that lighter coppery pink shade to the inner half just to kind of give some brightness there. And I'm using that same small smudger brush because it's the perfect shape. And then I like to go back in and clean up with a little bit of concealer in case there was any fallout, or if I want to adjust the amount of color on the lower lash line. So this is the synthetic blender brush. And then I'll set that again with some powder because I don't want there to be any creasing, and that's something you have to learn how to deal with, is that people's eyes crease. You know, makeup does crease, so just make sure to set it correctly. Alright, so for some lashes, I'm using the Goddess lashes from Lady Moth's Beauty. Love these lashes, they make such a huge difference. I'm just applying them with some tweezers in my fingers. This is how I like to apply them. And when she opens her eyes, it's like bam, makes the look completely. Look at those lashes, so pretty. So I don't usually use these lashes on my clients, but I want it to be extra special for this look. Now I'm applying a coppery kind of blush, more brown, a brown tone, because I want to kind of go with the eyes. So this is from the Graftobian blush palette, and I'm using a cheek brush from the Sedona Lace 12-piece black professional set. And as you can see, it's a really nice, healthy, bronzy tone. And just make sure to blend everything in, nice and blended. This is a good brush for blush because like there aren't a lot of smaller cheek brushes in professional palettes. So now I'm going in with a little bit of nose contour. I'm using a fluffy brush though because I don't want it to be a harsh line. I'm just really creating a little bit of shadowing. Nothing crazy. So now I'm applying mascara. I apply mascara after I apply lashes because I want to blend in the real lashes with the falsies, and also hit that lower lash line to make those lower lashes pop. And that really finishes off the look when you get that lower lash on. Alright, so I'm blotting off the Aquaphor, and then I'm taking some of that warm cream foundation from Nubian to nude out her lips. Because I want a really dramatic nude lip, and the way to get that is to nude out your lips first. And then I'm taking, this is MAC Strip Down Lip Pencil, and I want to create still a little bit of an outline because otherwise I don't want her to look completely like ghastly pale nude lips. So this is a very nude lip color from the Visart Nude palette, the lipstick palette, which I love, and as you can see it's extremely nude, but it works because of that lip liner. So I'm just using an Isom black Q-tip. I love those for applying lip color because they're so tightly wound that the fibers don't get caught in the lipstick, and then you can just throw them away. And then that's pretty much it. I'm going back in and making sure everything is very nicely blended with my damp beauty blender. Make sure nothing is creasing or nothing is not blended. And then I'm going to go ahead and spray with Scandinavian Makeup Finishing Spray. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure to check out makeupbyrenren.com for a full post with products and all that good stuff. And if you're interested in taking my Weekend Pro certification, it's coming up in September 2016 at Industry Makeup Academy. You can visit ima-atlanta.com, and I'll show you how to do this look with so many others. And here I am touching again up that under eye area. Again, you don't want that to smudge or crease. No lines, no lines. So just a little bit of finishing touches. And then here is the before. Gorgeous, still gorgeous. And then glam after. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, have a great night. Ciao, Bellas.